Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised, and, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting. But also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
The Madness Comic Network and comic-related madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. Let's get into it with some talk, some coffee talk. We're going to talk and do some coffeeing. I don't know. I got some dark brew today and the old Scully Yeti. I'm excited for today. You know why? Because my Kickstarter's over. Hooray! If you saw any of the stuff that I was posting last week, I'm sorry. It was a little hairy. You know that roller coaster that Kickstarter always is. And then on top of that, which is with like the last couple of days are just like up and then down and then up and then down. And so I did this.
I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm watching TV. I'm looking at you. Fuck you. I'm dead again. I'm up. I can run faster than a bitch around the house.
I mean, that pretty much sums it up, right? The last couple days where it's like you don't know what to do with yourself. Yeah. So anyway, campaign went spectacularly. We ended at $6,330, 119 backers, which is an amazing number. Thank you guys. Every time we run a campaign, I'm just so humbled by the amount of support that this story gets, and that us as a team work really hard to make sure you guys get a top-notch story, product, book, merch experience. That's what we're about. So that's why, crowdfunding is so important to us indie creators, is because this is the opportunity that we get to continue doing the cool ass shit that you're not going to get in Hollywood. You're not going to get those news stories. You're not going to get those riddles. You're not going to get those short films anywhere else. Just with us. POTPR. Right? Anywho, I'm excited for my guest today because he's a friend of a friend, and he and I really haven't had a chance to meet, talk to each other, and vibe. So this is the first time I'm having this guest on my show, and we also have a mutual respect for bears. I don't know. Do you think it's respect? What do you think, Johnny?
Oh,
we're clipping that.
that was supposed to be behind the scenes, but
No, not here on the madness. That goes right out in the open.
hey, I don't judge. Trust me, this is my life. Whew, girl, I can't judge anybody for anything.
Well, welcome to the show today. I'm so excited to have you because for those of you that don't know, Johnny Segura works very closely with Matt Chambers, who is also the colorist on Path of the Pale Rider. And so I've read Fluff's Fury because, of course, Matt was so excited he had to share it with me, and I just ate it up. So I've been enjoying that for a while, and I'm really glad to have you on. And then when you were like, I like bears, and I was like, oh, we need to talk. So, Johnny, take us back all the way to the beginning. Tell us how your journey started. What's your origin story into comics?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a long talk.
Hey, man, we got a 2-hour show. Let's do it.
That is true. So basically, oh boy, I've always drawn as far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
Of course, now the phone rings. Yeah, no, I've drawn as far back as I can remember. Like my earliest memories are me just like laying on the living room floor, just doodling.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Joe Mad, his run on the X-Men when I was a kid, and then one day I had to choose between Danger Girl #4 or Crimson #4 because I could only get one comic book at the store.
Yeah.
And so I went with Crimson, and then fell in love with Humberto Ramos. And yeah, just kind of molded my my love for comics around that. Like, because before Crimson, I didn't know you could be brutal like that in comics.
Right.
Like, I thought all comics were like X-Men and Spider-Man. It's like everybody lives. Yay.
Yeah.
But then like reading Crimson, man, that completely changed it. And then after I read Crimson, I started picking up. That's whenever manga and anime was starting to get big in the States.
Yes.
And I picked up Hellsing and absolutely fell in love with that manga. And the artist, Kota Hirano, top-notch fella. I love his art. And I just started, getting more into manga and kind of less into American books. Because, I don't know, man, like they just, it seems like they're able to do what they want to do as artists instead of having to worry about what this person or this person or this person says that can be done with their story.
I noticed that as well. They have much less, I don't know, constriction oversized critique. They're so free to do, and that's why we get amazing things that make no sense, like Chainsaw Man. Like whoever. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Really?
and like, and that's just kind of how I base doing my books off of. It's like I don't really make books about stuff I think is going to sell or anything like that. It's like I have an idea. I'm like, I think this will be cool, and like with my drawings, I draw something. I'm like, I think it's cool. I hope somebody else does, and that's basically how like I just developed everything. It's like I'll have a stupid ass idea in my head, and I'll just run with it, and it becomes something. Well, wait, is F words okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my first Kickstarter. Well, my first Kickstarter was a tribute to the Mario Brothers called Pipe Dreams.
That's
And
funny.
it was bad, man. The original version, people like I have people that still love it, but like when I look back at it, my art has evolved so much since then. And
Right.
like my way of storytelling has gotten a lot better. So like I look back at that, I'm like, no, we don't do that. And then
He's like, we don't talk about Bruno.
yeah,
We've moved on.
And-
But that's typical in a lot of creators. Like our first issue, we look back and like when you're doing it and you're in that moment, you're so proud. Look what I did. And then as you grow, it's like,
I'm sorry,
I
we're
learned so
closed.
much.
I know. I'm delivering.
He's in the shop.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Let me.
He'll be right back. This is what happens when you have to live stream from your place of business. This happens all the time with like comic book shops. Remember, this is but I do D&D, and Johnny from Bird Squad was always yelling at the door too. He was just like, "We're not open yet," pulling on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it goes, guys. I was gonna mute that just in case because we don't know what they're gonna talk about. So, oh my gosh, I'm still coming down off of that Kickstarter though. Like I feel yesterday I was anxious for no reason at all. He'll be right back.
I know. I just figured I'd come hang out with you while he was.
Yeah. No, he's a tattoo artist, and so he's in the shop. They're not open, but of course someone walked in the door.
Yeah.
So that's
Hey, is there anybody in there?
right? How many times was Johnny like, "We're not open yet"? Like someone's just yanking on the door when we were playing D&D. We're like, "Valinor, what are you doing?"
He'd be like, "Oh, that's the UPS guy. I got to get that one."
Yeah, he'd be like, "I'll be right back." It's what happens. It's what happens.
So good morning, everyone. Yes, Pops is pissed, but I'll get through it. I'll be okay. I promise.
Pops, you need to have just a 5-minute show, which just like grind my gears, or like where you rant about whatever, and then make sure
It would last so much longer than 5 minutes. It would be
Good morning, Chad.
What's up, Chad? What's happening?
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
That's okay.
All my computer stuff and like all my art stuff is set up at the tattoo shop I work at. So if it's slow tattooing, I can just work on comics.
Yes.
And yeah, sometimes people don't read the open signs on doors.
We were just laughing about that because we were in a D&D group, and one of the guys was a comic book store owner, and the same thing would happen all the time. He'd be like, "We're not open yet." Someone's like yanking on the door. It's like going to get packages. The UPS guy dropped all his stuff. Where it's like, this is life of a shop owner. That's what happens, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go back into hiding. Y'all have fun.
Thanks for covering me, Pops.
Yeah, it's good.
But
go back.
So anyway, I digress.
Yes.
So my first big Kickstarter was a book. So God damn it.
Yeah.
And I have to give backstory before I can talk about the book, because the book, let's Tarantino it. The book is called 210 Bean Cans Fucking.
Excuse me?
Now let's take it back.
Yeah, let's take that back.
Let's
Explain
Tarantino
that.
this shit. So
Yes.
so I did C2E2 one year, right?
Yes.
Fucking horrible for me. Like the way they had the
Really?
artist alley set up, it was like a giant square. And they had like Ryan Otley and all them closer to the outer areas, so people weren't walking into the fucking middle. And where they put all the little names was, right there in the middle.
They have to intersperse them if they're smart. They just don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Or
figure it
like
out, man.
I don't know, have a better flow of traffic or something. I don't know. That was the only time I ever did C2E2, which really sucks because I love that city, man. Chicago was fucking cool.
Chicago, yeah.
Man. Oh, fuck. That's how I know I'm fat. I started thinking about how good that deep dish pizza was. Like, man, it was good.
Oh, Chad says he was there when they did that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit sucks. But anyway, Marvel and DC were there doing portfolio reviews.
Really?
And I brought them, some samples of my comics I had at the time. And they're like, oh, yeah, we like, and it was basically the same response from both of them. It was like, oh, yeah, we love how you do this, your style is really good. We like how you flow and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you need to work on your backgrounds. Yes. Yeah. Trust me, I 100% know that. I fucking hate drawing backgrounds. And they were like, but yeah, no, we love your work, but we'll never hire you. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, your style's too cartoony. People don't want that anymore. People want realism and dark. And I'm like, but what about guys like Joe Mad, Humberto Ramos, Scotty Young? Oh, no, they were just grandfathered in. And so after I got told that, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm never going to get hired, I'm just going to do the most ridiculous shit I can think of.
Yes.
And just roll with it and have fun with it. And so on the drive back from Chicago, it was like a 14-hour drive. Me and my wife at the time, we were just throwing the most stupidest fucking ideas we could back and forth to each other. And then one day we were on the couch watching a show. I don't even remember what show. And it was so dumb. And she looks at me and she goes, this is so fucking stupid. I'd rather be watching 2 tin bean cans fucking. And I was like,
you're like, and that's it.
What we got to call the book.
Yep.
And so it's about genetically altered human bean cans. And they break out of their captor, Marvin Butt Smash. They break out of his imprisonment, and they go to hunt him down. And they get attacked by this master assassin whose name is Cunt Destroyer. And so after they disperse of the Destroyer, which Destroyer was based off of me, of course. I'm vain as shit, so I'm going to add me in every book I'm in. And so they kill me in the second issue, which is funny because after Green Bean Can shoots me in the face, he gives me the finger and shouts, "Magical fruit, motherfucker."
I don't think I've laughed this hard on an interview in such a long time. This is just the craziest stuff. Please keep going.
I'll send you the PDF when we're done.
Okay, thank you.
And so after that, the first issue, about 80% of the main characters die. Like Cunt Destroyer kills almost every bean can except for Green Bean Can and a Titties Bean Can.
Oh my god.
Titties Bean Can was my wife's idea because she was well endowed and they had a nice sag to them. So Titty Bean Cans is a can of red beans that just has big old long titties and big red pouty lips. Yeah, she was hot. And so everybody but Green Bean and Titties Beans dies in the first issue.
I'm sorry, I have to ask, is this still in circulation somewhere?
I want to get it reprinted. Like all my I kickstarted 4 issues of this bullshit. And I did a separate Kickstarter for the trade paperback.
Oh my god.
I still have people coming up to my table asking when I'm going to do more bean cans.
Yeah. I was like, this is still a thing, right? You just need to tell me this because I know that you're working on other things currently, but I was like, I haven't even heard of this one. Oh my lord.
Yeah, I'm actually I wanted to do
notes. He's like, I must have this book.
I less stupid than Sausage Party. I wouldn't go that far. Like this shit's pretty dumb.
He's like, just shut up and take my money already. He's like, you had me in the beginning.
So after Green Bean Cans kills Butt Smash, there's a full-on bean can sex scene with a money shot and everything. And then it ends with the person who is over Butt Smash, a guy named a chick named Chickenhead. And she gets her goons in the third issue to hunt them down. Well, they end up killing Titties Bean Cans. And as Green Beans is about to get killed, he gets saved by Ranch Beans Cans, who is a can of ranch style beans, and he's like a cowboy. He's got the cowboy hat, a
Yes.
fucking poncho, 6 shooters, and he tells them that there was like bean can camps all over the fucking states, and because of their uprising, it let them, come back. And this is where it takes a twist.
Oh.
You find out that Chickenhead is working for a galactic deity. His name is Octacock.
No,
He because of how bad the plan has failed, Octacock feels that he has to come and set everything straight. So he arrives to Earth on a comet of galactic skeet, which is basically just like a giant cum ball that he rides on across the galaxy. It crashes in New York and just turns New York into a crater.
Nice.
And then
I mean, if you're gonna go out in any certain way, that would be the way to go, I guess.
God, and it's so stupid how it did that shit. Like it was I drew like Central Park, and I had like a guy jogging and like something started hitting him in the face. Like
no!
I had it. Yeah, it was pretty fucking dumb.
Oh
and
my
then,
god.
And so then a galactic Octacock flies towards Chickenhead, gets in between the battle with them, and then we find out why he's called Octacock. Let me describe his character design to you.
Okay.
Giant buff dude,
Mm-hmm.
right? He wears a cloak. You don't see his face. All you see is like his blank eyes and just nose down. He's got these big gloves, these big boots, nothing else except a big giant 70s bush. And inside this 70s bush is 8 tentacle-like cocks that he uses. Think of like Dr. Octopus. Like he can walk around on them and use them to like slap shit around. Yeah. There's 8 of them.
That is invested. And I was like, there's a couple ways this can go. Either all his appendages are cocks, or he's like Chihulu with
Think of Cthulhu, but in the trousers, like hidden in the 70s bush.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Continue.
But
he can use these to like manipulate.
Oh yeah.
things?
No, he can do like he can put them together and shoot a blast. Like that's how he gets ranch bean can. But he has the galactic skeet, which allows him to give birth to anything. So what he does is he takes some of his cocks and he shoves them in the ground, drops a big load, and gives birth to the saber-toothed dick and balls. It's basically this giant dick that walks like a T-Rex on its balls. And the urethra is a giant mouth that has big saber-toothed fangs. He fights green bean cans, and like they're fighting, whatever. And the way it ends is like green bean cans rips out one of his saber-toothed teeth and like jumps up and just like guts him all the way down with it. And then Green Bean looks at Octacock and goes, "Hey, your fucking knob is busted." And then it ends. Everybody dies except for Chickenhead and Octacock. I'm going to let you read how Green Bean Cans dies.
Yeah, I was like, at this point, I feel like I need to know.
It's pretty epic.
This is
epically
the craziest
disgusting
story. The craziest story I have ever heard.
And so and the way the book ends is Octacock. He inserts all 8 of his. Ma'am,
you're going to spoil it for everybody?
It's
no, don't tell them how it ends. No.
All right. I will say this though, because of how good of a job Chickenhead did, Octacock baptized her in the galactic skeet and turned her into the galactic titty, which is basically a ethereal being, like no facial features, just these long ass eyebrows, nice pretty eyes, and then just like big rainbow tits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the galactic titty.
Okay.
And
just give us the book. That's why I was like, don't spoil it. You have sold this book to everybody at this point.
Yeah. And like it was so because. And what's funny is like
your wife is helping you with this story.
Oh yeah. Oh man, she was funny as fuck. Well, is she's still alive? We're just not married anymore.
Like, why are you talking about her in past tense?
Yeah, I know, right? That's kind of incriminating.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, no, but that was like 10 years ago, man. And I want to redo it because I love the story, but I think my art could be better.
Yeah,
And
but this is honestly the question, right? Do you spend your time, and time is money, right? Going back and redoing something that people are already enjoying because you think it could be better, or do you spend your time creating something new for your audience, right?
but
That's the
see,
thing.
I did both because
You have a
how
clone?
I mentioned that that Mario Brothers tribute, that was my first
Yeah.
Kickstarter ever. I went back and completely redid it from the ground up and like
Did you?
added new content to it and just made this whole new thing. Like the original book was like, I don't know, 60 something pages. The new
Mhm.
one was like 120 or some shit like that.
Oh my God.
Like,
You just doubled the content in that
man,
one.
it's fucking brutal.
All right. So I have so many questions for you, but where I kind of wanted to start, I'm going to put up the Fluff's Fury stuff. I love that when Matt shared this with me, I immediately saw the homage covers. So I have first few couple questions. One, what things are influencing you to do these homage? So obviously this one's Akira, but there's video game ones. Matt said there was a Metal Gear. Like, what are some of the influences behind specifically Fluff's Fury?
Oh God, man, Fluff's Fury is just a combination of just all the over the top shit I love. Like my favorite anime studio is Studio Trigger. They did Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Darling in the Franxx, and they're known for just like over the top big action.
Yeah.
And like me and Matt both are just giant fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Like he loves Street Fighter. We both love
Yeah.
Akira.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like this whole book is pretty much just a tribute to just shit we love. Like in issue 2, I think, or 2 or 3, there's a G Gundam reference. And it's just, you know, we just wanted to make something fun. You know, like I'll do the layouts, do all that stuff. I'll send it to him, like, hey, why don't we do this or change this to this? I was like, fucking right, man, let's roll with it. And that's usually how it goes. Like for my covers, I usually try to do like, you know, the typical comic covers and then let Matt have fun and do the homage covers that he wants to do. Cause like every time he's like, man, I don't know what cover I want to do. It's like, well, fuck it, man. Just we'll figure it out. And that's how the Street Fighter one came about. We were just talking about, I can't remember what the fuck we were talking about. And that's how the Metal Gear cover came about. And yeah, no, people love it. Like the Akira cover, the one with her walking to the bike.
Yeah.
That was like the best selling cover we've had for the book.
I mean, people, there's just such a cult following for Akira. It's such a unique and I mean, like, it was so ahead of its time, you know, when it came out. It was just it was life-changing. It changed everything, you know, for anime and storytelling and gosh.
And it was all hand animated. Like if you watch the behind the scenes, them doing all of that is absolutely fucking insane. I can't imagine. I could not imagine.
The
like,
whole thing with
I would go
Tetsuo at
crazy.
the end, where he's just like explode, and they hand animated that.
Yeah.
All the body horror is just amazing.
Oh,
What's this?
so
What's this, Chad? Darling in the Franxx, the only book people having sex to control a mech.
He's not wrong.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's Studio Trigger's a bunch of fucking perverts. But, like,
Oh no.
But man, their animation is so good and their character designs are just so like fluid. Like nothing is stiff in any of their series. Like it's all just so good.
And that's kind of what I think about your work. It's very fluid. And you know, when you first see the art and I was like, oh, this is really cartoony. But then the story, I was like, this is super violent. It just has that juxtaposition that works. It's its own thing. You know what I mean? I love these chibis, by the way. These are so cute.
Yeah, and that's something I would get all the time when I would do conventions. You know, people would come to my table and be like, man, I love the bright colors. I love the dynamics. And it's just, I don't know, like I get bored doing realism. You know, I draw and I make art to get away from reality. You know?
All right. So as I'm going through the pictures, to give people the elevator pitch, because you know Chad is at the edge of his seat wondering what this story is about.
Okay, so a
Here.
little girl and her best friend teddy bear.
Here we go.
The General Fluffington. They were at a military parade because Fluff, being a general, he wanted to say, give his nice words to the new sergeant. Well, he is under the control of somebody nefarious, which we'll get at the end of this issue, and they give the order to kill Fluff. So they beat the shit out of like a 6-year-old Izora and kill Fluff. So and the book is her getting old enough and harnessing the powers that Fluff gave her to get revenge. And the thing I love about the book, it's like, is Izora really the good guy though? Because she just fucking murders everybody on her way to General Evil.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's what I think of whenever whenever I try to make books. I'm like, would this make a good anime?
Yeah.
And that's how I try to do my action panels and everything like that. Like I try to make it as dynamic as physically possible because like I'm seeing it play out as a cartoon in my head.
Yes. I 100% understand that. When I write, I see it play out in my head. 100%. But the action, the fight scenes were great. Like the intrigue between these characters, I was like, do they know each other? Or, because you're not really sure about her past. And so you're like, ooh, we could be walking into a situation here. But it's so over the top and it's great over the top. I don't mean like you'll be on the seat of your chair, edge of your seat. I can't make words. Words are important, people. It's great.
Oh, it's okay. English is my first language, and I still fuck it up all the time.
My first language is bad English.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I speak English and bad English. That's it. That's the only two I speak. The other thing I wanted to know, 2/3 Comics. What's that about?
That is me and Matt Chambers. We are both thirds.
Who's the last third? What do you mean third? Oh, no. Okay, I get it. So you're Johnny Segura.
Yeah, I'm Johnny Segura the third. He's Matt Chambers the third.
Right.
Yep.
I always forget that. I'm like, Matt Chambers, what do you mean? I'm like, oh yeah, he's Matt Chambers the third, because that's what I put in the credits.
So yeah, and it was Matt came up with that. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
That's awesome.
And then I don't know. I'm not a fan of like big, flashy, over the top logos. So we just made that. Yeah. It's simple, gets the point across, lets everybody know what's up. Like there's just these books are just homages to everything. Like the title of chapter 2 is "Why Use My Words When My Fists Are Poetic," which is a fucking Guar lyric.
Yes. And that's amazing too. Look at this. Is General Evil.
Yeah.
If this isn't a Street Fighter character, I don't know what else is.
He is an asshole. Like,
yeah, he is.
Just 100%, just a complete douchebag.
It's so great though. Izora.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I don't know where the hell her character design came from.
Yeah,
because like I'm a big fan of like the old Stan Lee way of designing heroes and villains. You have Spider-Man, who's this tiny person, and then you have Venom, or you have Wolverine against Sabretooth. Like I don't know. To me, it always, I don't know. I like seeing someone overcome obvious adversities, because you would underestimate a little girl with robot arms, but then she just fucks everything up.
Yes. And is it her skill? Is it her determination? Like, what is it about Izora that just makes her win?
Oh, it's her pure, unbridled fucking spite. Like, nothing can stop her from getting revenge for Fluff, because Fluff was her best friend. He was the one who was always there for her. Everyone just thought that, Fluff was just a little teddy bear, her imaginary friend. Nope. You find out that Fluff was a lot more than that. Fluff was caring. And even to the very end, Fluff is still there with her, guiding her until, story.
Yes.
Spoiler. No spoiler.
Until things happen. Yes.
Yes. And like
There
it all.
he is. Look.
Oh, it's Lieutenant Colonel. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Colonel Fluffington the Third.
He's also a third. Amazing.
Can't have enough thirds.
Have to. And then I was like, okay, we need to talk. This is Fluff's mech that he gets to go in this issue, or
well, Izora, like
he's dead.
Each
though,
one
right?
of the God, man, this is going to go back. So like all my stories are connected.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's these overfiends that are like they were once a very technologically advanced race, and as their planet was dying, they figured out a way to make themselves immortal by sacrificing the rest of their species. So like they pulled out the smartest, the brightest, the most talented, and then sacrificed everyone else on the planet to keep these. I want to say the original number was like 4,800 beings alive, along with the queen. And this one, no, never mind. I can't say that because that's going to spoil the end of Fluff.
No, don't spoil.
But anyway, so like there's these galactic creatures, and they were sent to all edges of all galaxies, and like they're just meant to rule, or they were meant to guide and show how to, advance races. But then, of course, power corrupts. So over millennia, they just became fucking just psychopaths who love to see carnage. And the one who was in this universe, he gave evil the technological knowledge to be able to create just these outrageous weapons of war, like you see in the first issue with the special forces, or with the hunter killer robot.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just dominated the world, and they fucked with the wrong bear. And so the mecha arms is the ability that Fluff, being one of these beings, that's what he had. Like each one of these beings has a different special ability, and his was he could create mechs. Like he could create mechanical instruments, which there's a promo picture where it actually shows Fluff with his mech arms. And then once Izora's full potential unlocks, it allows her to create. He's got his little mecha arms, and then in the book he does it as well. But during the story she unlocks the potential to create whatever she wants, and she creates Mecha Fluff to fight against the Titan Atlas.
I gotta love it.
Sorry, I ramble a lot.
I'm just listening. I'm just like, it's just amazing. And my crowd just loves, we have this undead bear in our story called Big James, who is just taken on a life of his own, kind of with the fans. It isn't like even a very important part of the story. He's just a giant undead bear. And it's anytime I see like something like this, I'm like, this is going to take off. You need to have like little minis made of Fluff mech.
Oh shit, man! That would be fucking killer.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Made of Fluff.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Paint him. Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I had a 3D printer.
Resin. You need to get a resin printer, or find someone with one, or a makerspace. Like there's options out there. But look at, just beautiful stuff. Beautiful. And it's just, again, this is what I was talking about, where like, yes, it's cartoony, but the violence and the action is so over the top. It's just this great moment. They just work. It's almost like a contradiction, a juxtaposition of two ideas. And it's like those action movies where they're playing classical music while all the destruction happens. That's this.
Yeah, and like, man, recently, like my biggest artistic inspirations are Ryan Otley and Tradd Moore.
Yeah.
And, the two of them are known for their fucking gore. And I love their styles. Like Ryan Otley has the perfect superhero style. And then Tradd Moore just throws physics and reality just out the fucking window. The way he does dynamics. I love his art so much. Plus he's a giant Final Fantasy nerd. Mm-hmm. And, that's my shit, man. That's my jam.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw the link to the Kickstarter here in the chat. So if people want, they can kind of come along with us. But Fluff's Fury number 4 is live right now. You still got 19 days to go. More than 50% funded, so this is definitely going to go. But let's get some more eyes on it. Let's walk through here. You know, previously in Fluff City.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that before, and I was like, man, that'd be funny. And then I did it on issue number 2, and I was like, that's pretty cool. I did it on issue number 3. I don't know, it's just fun. It's something
That's cool.
because you always got to figure, this
Someone's
is going to be
finding
somebody's first
Yes.
introduction to this.
100. They're finding you for the first time. They have to be able to understand, because if you're only catering to your return people, you don't grow either. So you've got to have that. Like, this is what's been going on, that you're stepping into.
Yeah, it doesn't give away too much, but it just lets you know that the shit has hit the fan pretty violently.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just fun.
But also, it just gives you I love how you did it in a way where people can see interior art as well. 'Cause a lot of times it's like, what does this thing look like? You know what I mean?
Man, that is a lot. That is because one of my regulars on my Patreon, he's huge into the indie scene. And he'll be like, hey, I want this character from this comic book. And he'll get commissions every month of just different indie characters, which is fucking fun. And he'll send me links to their Kickstarters. And it's like, I don't even know what the hell this character looks like fully. Like,
oh my gosh.
Sometimes, like some of these Kickstarters sometimes gives like no information. Like all it shows is just like the 18 different variant covers they have, and like no interior art, no information.
And that's and to me, that's the thing. You can have all the variant covers you want, but what does it look like inside? And what's the story about? Because there has to be that balance. The art gets us in the door, but the story is what keeps us there, right?
Exactly.
So there has to be both. People they argue all the time, what is more important? It's equal. It has to be a nice balancing act. So this is great because you give us a recap very quickly, and you have images of what interiors look like. So it makes people happy. And the bear.
And I like doing my word bubbles. Like I saw this once a long time ago in the back of a Street Fighter comic. Joe Mad did the story about how Sagat got his scar across his chest with the fight between him and Ryu. And the way they did the word bubbles were semi-transparent. And I always thought that was the coolest fucking thing ever. Because like, man, so much cool art gets covered up by word bubbles.
Yeah,
but, you just do them a little bit transparent, enough to where you can still read clearly and you can see the shit going on behind, and you don't have to worry about hiding anything.
There you go. That's an idea. All right. I mean, just I'm here for the bear. Here's your covers. So we got a bear cover, we got the homage cover, and then we got a sketch cover. Nice. Do you like doing sketch covers, Johnny?
Okay, this is going to sound really bad. I like doing my sketch covers because like a lot of the big three, I don't know how they're still fucking up the stock on sketch covers. You know what I'm saying? Like they use this like semi-gloss bullshit, and you can't use
draw on it.
Yeah, because I've always used Copics for my traditional. And like if I can't use Copics, I'm like, I'm just up shit creek.
Yeah.
And I got buddies like, oh no, you just sand it a little bit. It's like I'm paying like $12 for this fucking blank ass book that I have to tear apart just to be able to draw on it.
That's lame.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because like Marvel and DC, man, and the Image, I've been fucked over with their covers. Like IDW, they've made shitty sketch covers. I don't know. I know that sounds bad, but I just really like the company I go through, man. Their sketch covers are fucking perfect.
That's good to know.
And then on the sketch covers, I do full render Copic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
In closing, we just want to say thank you, and we love you all. Thank you for having faith in us and our work. More issues, more info on those coming soon. Great. Yeah. I mean, it's just simple and to the point. I love it. Let's go shopping. PDF, $5. Get you in the door so you can read issue number 4. Physical copy, $10. Very affordable. PDF copies. So this is your catch-up tier, everybody. A digital catch-up for $20. Blank sketch cover of Fluff's Fury number 4. That's a tongue twister. $30. Physical copy of all covers. Really, $40. 8.5
then
by 11.
the sketch cover tier, you get the regular cover along with the sketch cover. You don't just get the sketch cover. You get
Oh, okay, okay.
you get the
That
regular
makes sense.
cover and the cover of your choice.
Physical
between me and
copy of
that.
blank sketch cover. There you go. That
Yep.
makes more sense. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
And then here we have a commission. Woo woo. 8.5 by 11. It still comes with books, everybody. Sketch cover commission for $100 is very inexpensive because you're getting comics and you're getting a commission, people.
Yeah, any of the commission tiers, you get all 3 covers.
Wow. 11 by 17, 140. Wow, you are just giving stuff away.
Well, man, I have this really bad habit that I like to price stuff to where if I wanted to buy it, I could afford it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like, because I'm not doing comics to get fucking rich. I know that.
Right.
I just want to be able to get the books out. And what good is creating a story if nobody can read it? You know, I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to, do whatever. I just want people to be able to read my books.
Ultimate Fluff's Fury fan. $500, man. You get everything. Original page layouts. 11 by 17 physical commission. 11 by 17 digital commission. 11 by 17 digital commission and by Matt Chambers as well. Dang, you get all the things. Sponsor level. You have a retail tier, or is that the sponsor level?
That's the sponsor level.
Gotcha. These are just gorgeous. Look, yeah, there's who is 2/3 Comics? Johnny Segura the Thirds. Matt D. Chambers the Third. There you go. Beautiful. So yeah, so I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that you are live. I have the link in the chat. Let me put it up on the screen again. Everybody, and I said this in the beginning, but crowdfunding is how we can make sure insane stories like Two Bean Cans fucking gets to see the light of day. You know what I mean? Because you really think that Hollywood's going to support that? It's not, but I know you want to read it because I do. Fluff's Fury needs you. Like, go jump on this because it's amazing art. And we're friends of friends. Johnny and I are now friends because Matt Chambers introduced us. That's how it goes.
Damn right.
Which, by the way, how did you meet Matt? Like, why did that all shake down?
I did. Well, I wasn't going to sit here and doodle while we're doing this, but I'm having fun, so I'm just going to talk.
It's good to know.
So I was doing Fan Expo in Dallas, which I fucking hated, man. Like, their artist alley is so trash. They put the tables ass to ass. You have like a foot and a half behind you. It was horrible, man. I did it once and I was like, I don't know, man. I'd rather do fucking 10 small shows and make less money instead of doing one big show and all the fucking headache that comes with it,
Yeah. Carrie, Matt Chambers is the colorist on Path of the Pale Rider, and he also colors Fluff's Fury, and he works very closely with Johnny. So that's how we met, and etc. So that's who. And Matt, I invited Matt to come on the show today, but he was like, no. Anyway, so yeah, I've heard that about Dallas Fan. Last year, their AC went out too, so everybody was shoved in there, and it was hot as balls. So it's like you're paying like $600 a table to get in and sweat the whole time.
Yeah, basically. And fuck a bunch of that.
Yeah, I like doing the smaller cons too. And then the thing with the bigger ones, with the big celebrities, is people are coming for the celebrities. They're spending their money for autographs and pictures. And then on the way back, they go through Artist Alley, but they don't have any money left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a buddy of mine. He was trying to get me to do New York with him. And he was like, oh, man, it's so great. I make so much money. I made like $12,000 there last year. I'm like, God damn, dude. It's like, how much did that cost? It's like, with my travel and overhead and all that, it was about $9,500. It's like, dude, like, I'm not doing all that fucking work just to make like $2,000 at the end of the day. Like, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. Because some other friends I have that do New York Comic Con, they have to house in Jersey and then travel. It's like,
and then how do you get all your product there? Right?
Yeah, because I have a lot of shit at cons.
And then when you get there and say, where do you park your car? Where's your have right? But then how do you get your shit there? And yes, I know what hot as balls is. I'm married. Yeah. Was it? You would hate it in the UK. We don't have AC in our homes or restaurants.
Well, see, because
But it's
isn't that how it
Dallas.
is in the Northwest, like in Portland and places like that? I know a lot of those places don't have AC either because of like
Right.
the constant breeze and all that good shit.
Right. I lived on the West Coast for just like a few years and we didn't have air conditioning either, but we were oceanside. So there was a breeze and it never got warmer than 80. So that's fine.
That's
But as soon as you go like 10 miles inland, it was 114. So
Yeah.
it just depends on where you are. But hey, look who it is.
Oh.
His ears must have been burning because everybody was like, where's Matt? It's like, where is it? Where is Matt? Who is Matt? It's like,
Matt
Matt has been
Chambers
coming.
is an awesome fella. I've been working with that motherfucker for a while. Like,
So you
yeah,
met him at Dallas Comic Con?
I met him at the Dallas Fan Expo.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, he was already a fan of my Deviant art back in the day.
He was
And we just started bullshitting. And then, like, we started talking after the show. You know, he was asking, you know, how to get into, you know, doing comics and stuff like that. And then me and him did a book called Seraphim, which is a sad book. And he did the colors on that, which was fucking great. Like, it came out really good. And then, you know, using those as like portfolio pieces to try to get him into it. And yeah, no, he started getting gigs on the regular. And yeah, fucking proud of the little dude. I say little dude as we're the same age, but you know, everyone's a little dude. Johnny is the one who told me to do art. I worked construction before that. See?
Oh.
I am a muse.
You are a muse. You are an influence. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at this, everybody.
Yeah, Seraphim's a sad, sad story.
I'm gonna have to. He just sent this to me right as we were starting the show, so I haven't had a chance to look at it. But I'm not gonna share the whole thing. But I'm definitely gonna read it.
Yeah, I really dig it. Like, a lot of my books are either dumb or depressing,
or over the top.
Yeah, I mean
I love that book.
That falls into one of the two categories at some point.
All right, so let's go back and talk about Matt since he's here now and embarrass him. So you guys met at Dallas Fan Expo and you were talking. How did that turn into we're doing books together?
I think he just like straight up asked. He was like, "Hey man, can I color one of your books?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not?" Like, yeah. And then we've done a couple prints together. We've done, I want to say we've done one or two covers for Stone Ninja as 2/3. And then yeah, no, just you know, we've both had a bunch of like stupid life shit happen.
Yeah.
So production isn't as great as I'd prefer it to be, but most of that's on my end. But yeah, no, I'm getting in a better place and just trying to, you know, because I love making books. Like, that's what I fucking love to do. And I don't know, I just want to get back to the point to where I'm just like pumping them out. Because I used to have a book made, and then by the time the Kickstarter was done, I'd already have like the next book made.
Yeah. That's passion. Look, everybody, this is 32 projects created. Look at the colors, man.
Oh, The Fencer was a fun one. That was a book made out of spite. I came up with this character design for this chick called The Fencer. And she had the mask on. She had this black outfit. And her tits were out.
Okay.
And I posted that to the Facebooks. And I got this person just being like, "Oh, that's so fucking rude. And you wouldn't design a male character like that." And I was like,
should we talk about Octocock?
So I created a male version, you know, the dude with the green mohawk.
hair.
And yeah, he has the exact same outfit as her, except his outfit goes down a little bit further and his giant uncircumcised cock is hanging out the entire time.
You're like, I'll show you.
Yeah. Oh God, spite is a great motivator. Hey, what's up, Evan?
Carrie missed the first half of the show, but can you tell her what comic inspired you to really do your own?
What God. Man, because I've been drawing, of course her tooth was oh God, this dude's package was fucking stupid huge. Like, I'm talking about he could have probably just, it was a honker. It does get used at the end of the story.
Oh my gosh.
I'm done.
So, sorry.
Girl, I'm telling you.
What comic was it?
The Fencer.
Which one?
The Fencer. I'll send you that one.
No. This one.
Oh, which one?
Yeah.
What comic inspired you to make it? Sorry, I squirrel like a motherfucker.
Special Agent Harambe.
I love that fucking book. That book started as a joke. Well, let me answer this question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Before we see more shiny things.
Honestly, like see, Matt gets it.
Okay.
Like one of the big things that really made me take it seriously was either Crimson was the book that changed my view on comics all around. Like that's when, because I used to do like little, comics that were like X-Men and Spider-Man and shit like that, just fun little things. And then once I got Crimson and then I got Helsing, it was just game over, man. Like I started doing more violent stuff, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was apprenticing at a tattoo shop, and my boss Dreek, he was also a giant nerd. Me and him had similar art styles, and like they're all good twisted. Yeah, see, Evan's been one of my regulars for a long time, man. He's easily one of my top fans.
Carrie, I don't know if I can put that comment on the screen, dude.
Wait, there's a comment?
I can't. Goes a little across the line for me. Yo. Although I do want to see, like, look at this. Let's go look.
Oh yeah.
Go back. I'm clicking too many buttons.
Yeah, see, that's Octocock.
That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That's a titty beans cans in the middle.
Yeah, I see her back there.
That's Marvin Butt Smash, and that's a Cunt Destroyer.
Oh my god. Do you have a website people can order things from? I'm just curious.
I mean, I usually don't have any. I usually don't have anybody asking. But when anybody does, I just direct them to my Facebook. Just shoot me a message on the air.
I was gonna say, because if you have stock on this, people are gonna ask where they can find it after the show. I'm just saying. I'm not shocked. I've never been told off by Laurie before. I wouldn't say that was told off. I was just like, oh, Carrie.
I don't have any. I don't have any physical copies because I lost all my backstock in Laura, and it's so fucking expensive to get.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like I have I still have PDFs of everything. If anybody wants to read any of my books, I am more than happy to share PDFs.
Today's.
Yeah.
That's
a chicken head.
Hmm. Oh my god, Johnny. So okay.
Wait, no, keep scrolling.
Wait.
Keep scrolling.
Here's the okay.
Here's Octocock.
Oh no, he's gonna destroy him with giant tentacly dicks. Carrie. Show the sketch cover you did to Megan.
Oh, did she? That's awesome. Yeah, for my last Kickstarter, he got the sketch cover of this actress that he liked, and I thought it came out fucking awesome.
Oh my goodness. So people, I just want to remind you that we looked at, I'm sorry, I'm just clicking all the damn buttons. Were you not here for that part? Yeah, that was the character. You missed the whole story. You need to go back and rewatch like the first 20 minutes of the show. I laughed the entire time. This is the craziest damn story you have ever heard, you guys. We're going to make like 17 clips from those 20 minutes.
And to be fair, it gets worse with other stories.
It gets worse, he said.
I feel like going across the street and I missed everything, man.
You missed it, man. This is the wildest show.
I'm a weird dumb bitch. Let's just say that. Like, I started working in a tattoo shop when I was 18.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, man. That environment, I didn't have to have a filter. You know, my boss was cool as shit. We were a new school shop. We just had fun. We just talked about comics and anime the entire time. And yeah, and I'm just a giant nerd with no filter.
Yeah, I like. Okay, look, I need the watch hours anyway, so I'll definitely be watching this show.
You need to watch the beginning of this show because when Johnny was like, let me reminisce about some of the things that I've done. Oh, did I tell you? Let me tell you about this crazy story because Marvel and DC took a dump on me. I decided to write this story called 2 Cans of Beans.
Yeah, I'm pretty much thinking anybody who came in on this late just started over.
I know, for real. Just go to the beginning and watch because for literally 20 minutes, I just giggled at all the innuendo of this story. But it's here. You can go find it on Kickstarter. Like you can go look at the history. And he did 4 issues and a trade paperback of this. So that's why I was like, man, if you have backstock or you have a website, people are gonna start. Like Chad was just all in. Like
bean cans, fucking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at it.
I had somebody on Twitter hit me with one that was really, out there yesterday too. And I was like, okay, that's good. Another huge boob book, like, okay.
Hey, I just had a thought, Johnny.
Yes, ma'am.
You could put one of your stretch goals or as an add-on, the PDF for the trade paperback of two tin cans fucking.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about doing a legacy tier to where I just have like the PDFs for all my books.
Yeah, and I mean, you could do that. Absolutely, it should be on here because I know people want to support you, but they also want that one because we just talked about it for 20 minutes. And so this would be a great way for people to do both. They can support Fluff's Fury and they can get their hands on all your legacy stuff that's so amazing. You should definitely add that 100%.
Oh man, and like that book I was telling you about, the fencer, the guy with the big old uncircumcised dong, like that book. The action in that book is so fucking good.
Put it up here, man.
And then I have another book called Demon's Redemption. It's about this guy who just lived his entire life as a killer, and he refused to kill one of his marks, and so he became a target. And man, that is a sad and violent book. Like
that seems like that's up my alley.
Yeah, it's I love Demon's Redemption. It's easily one of my favorite books I've done.
Pops, I was trying to show you. Look, he has a giant bear mecha in this new one. I was like, we have to talk. And can you show people?
Did you say bear mecha?
Look right here.
Yeah, it's Mecha Fluff.
Mecha Fluff.
It's Big James Tech.
Big James Mecha.
You get to see him punching the shit out of Atlas if you scroll down a little bit.
I was like, this is amazing. We need to talk, right? Because like we have the same admiration / fears /
too many bears. Too many bears.
Not enough bears. Let's be honest.
We have a running gag around the shop over here that I'm going to fight a bear.
Show him.
And but it's not just going to be fist fighting the bear. Me and this bear are going to tussle until we gain mutual respect for each other, and then we're going to go bear bar hopping.
Oh, is that it?
But
look. Yeah. Oh Lord.
And then there's everyone else who works at the shop in the background rooting me on.
Cheering you on.
Yeah. Like Brian has a sign that says "I heart JJ." Yeah. No, I'm just a big dumb cuddly feller. I just like to make art that makes me happy. I am literally making art that I want to make, that my soul. God damn, that sounds dumb. That my soul tells me to make, and that's just what I do.
No, that's what we all. I mean, when you first said that, all the way in the beginning, I was going to say something, but I just, I wanted to hear what you had to say. But when you were like, I make what I want to make. You know what I mean? Just because I want to make it. And that's how it should be. You're like, I don't make things that I think are going to sell well. And in my opinion, that's being, I don't want to say sell out. You know what I mean? But it's like, if I'm making stuff that I just think is going to sell, there's no soul behind it. That's how I feel.
my story is my story because that's the kind of story that I want to tell, and that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy watching as a consumer. And
Fucking
so,
Christ.
amen that we have this great opportunity as indie, to produce stuff like this. What did Brian say? We have this argument every time we see each other over this bear fight. Please don't fight animals, Johnny. I mean, if
it's not going to be a fight. It's going to be us gaining mutual respect for each other, and then we're going to go look for some bear coups. That's how it's going to go down. Like me and this bear are going to gain mutual respect, and then we're going to Eiffel Tower some other bear.
Oh my god!
Because this bear's going to be like, "Yo, dog, this dude like beat the McShit out of me. Let's treat him like one of us." We're going to do like dabs and shit.
What is that? It was like Game of Thrones. So he was like Giant's Bane or something, where he's like, "Yeah, I fucked a giant." That's man. You're gonna be like, "I fucked a bear."
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
What?
I said I am a horrible nerd. I've never seen it.
It's either you love it or you don't. There's no in between. So, but they have some interesting characters. What did he have sex with? It was not a giant. Maybe it was a bear. It was like there was a wildling that was like claiming that there was bear cubs out there with his name on it or something like that. It was just funny. As long as I'm the other bear.
Hell yeah, Bryce. That's what I'm talking about.
Johnny asked Pops to say horror. Go ahead, Pops. He's not there. It's like, I don't know where he went. Anyway.
Why does she want to make fun of how I talk?
I'm sorry. Because she's trolling. That's what she said. She's like, we can be friends and we can troll.
Johnny.
Don't feel bad, Pop. Once I start getting on it, man, I get that fucking Louisiana twang popping out.
I got to make her happy real quick. Do you write a horror book, bro?
I do be loving horse.
See, there you go. Carrie, you're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
This is the crazy ass show today.
And on Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. But I mean, like, we usually have a great show and we get into nitty, but this one is like top 10 crazy.
You're welcome.
I'm having a good old time, Johnny.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what the fuck I'm all about, man. That's all I want. I just want people to see my art, and I want them to fucking laugh. Like, I have this one picture, man. It was a print, and it would either bring people to the table or it would shoo them away. It was a sexy gender bent Shrek, and let me tell you, she was thick. She had big, just big ass green titties. It was hot, and people would either be disgusted and leave, or they'd come and check it out.
And you're like, yeah, this is it does that for you, where it's like the gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm. But then on the opposite end, I had something for the ladies as well, because I have a picture of like Goku buff as shit, and he's holding Dragon Balls, covering up his package. He's like naked everywhere else. And then I have one with Vegeta where Goku has 2 Dragon Balls to cover his junk. But since Vegeta is always living in Goku's shadow, I only made it to where Vegeta was holding 1 Dragon Ball. And then I have like a Loki where he got his butt out and Loki got that power bottom, if you know what I'm saying. And then Thor, I have one where he's naked as fuck. He's got his nipples pierced and there's like lightning coming off the nipples. And he has his Mjolnir covering his big hammer. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how we're going to get clips from this show. It's just going to be just me laughing the entire time. What? Don't use words, titties, Laurie's, please throw chicken nuggets at him, yelling consequences. All right.
Wow.
Wait,
where is it?
What kind of chicken? Okay, so
chicken nuggets. That kind of chicken nuggets.
I'm scared.
I do videos for my comic. I make short films, and I have this one character, Ellie Brock, because of course, Eddie Brock, who's an investigative reporter, and she was interviewing people about what they think broke death in my story. And at the very end of this short film, she gets run over by a car. Well, I started doing my Kickstarter videos where Ellie would show up, and so I green screened it where like Ellie was there, and then she like lost her eyeball, and she screams things at the audience, like consequences. And like scares the shit out of me while I'm trying to give Kickstarter information, stuff like that. So that's Ellie Brock. But it's become a thing. Like people shout chicken nuggets at the TV and then summon me on Facebook. So now we have these. You'll have to see. I'll have to show you later, but not right now.
Oh,
Sparky the bear.
Don't be
man.
don't be a hater, dog.
Who's a hater?
Hold on. I'm I'm sending you something on where the fuck is it? Hold on. What the hell did I have it labeled as? I found it. I just sent you something through Facebook Messenger.
Uh-huh.
Fucking hot, isn't
ready?
it?
Are you guys ready?
Oh no.
Oh, here you go, Carrie. Enjoy that.
Do you want to? There you go. Yup.
Oh God, I gotta show you my Minions one.
Send it.
It is. I sent you the sexy Menses. And then there's the Minion one.
I can't.
I mean, look at that ass on Loki, though, man. He's caked up. Damn them cheeks. And then look, his little dips are.
Oh my God. Please stop. Well, at least Johnny has a sense of humor. We'll just say that. Don't ruin Minions for me too late.
My kids
man.
are out seeing what is their 4th movie today? What is it? Despicable Me 4?
I'll be 100% honest with you. I've never seen any of them.
They're not bad. I mean, like it's harmless and they're funny. It's Steve Carell with an accent, so it's pretty entertaining.
Now, I did enjoy Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
that shit was awesome.
So funny.
Like the character designs and how smooth the animation is. I fucking love it.
You know, and it's like I watched that and I watched him, how they animated him like being Panda and Kung Fu and falling down. And then when you actually go watch pandas, they really do like fall down and like roll around.
It's the cutest shit ever.
And I'm like, how are these things not extinct?
Just fall out of trees. You're like, well.
Well, sometimes you can just be like so adorable that you fail upwards.
Yeah, I guess.
Like that's where I'm at. I mean, that's how I got where I'm at, man. If it wasn't for me being cute, I'm sure Brian and Tanya would have been like, nah, dog, you can't work here. But then like they saw this face and they were like, damn. Yeah, no, come bring that ass. And I'm like,
this is making my workday so much better. So glad we can bring you some entertainment here on the Tuesday Morning Brew. We do this every Tuesday at 11 a.m. like Pop says, and that's what we're here for, is to talk comics and talk nerdy and make you laugh and have a good time. All of that. Maxine, wait.
That's part 3 of the horror trilogy, and Brian Christgau gave it a 2 thumbs up. So you know, if Brian liked it, it's got to be pretty good. He said it's the best of the trilogy.
Man, I just saw X and Pearl. So fucking good. X was top notch. Yeah, that was the promo art for my Mario comic that I redid.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the first time I tried to redo the Mario book, Matt was actually coloring it. And then Nintendo hit us with a copyright strike.
Oh,
so
yeah. They were like,
we had almost $4,000 in less than a week. And Nintendo hit us with that, and it just paused the Kickstarter. And you know, they were like, oh, it could be up to 2 weeks. And then after that, they were like, oh, well, we don't know how long it's going to be before they reach a decision. And I'm like, fuck it. I just canceled it.
Yeah.
And then it really sucks because then I had to do it in black and white because I couldn't do it in color because I'm assuming that's where, you know, you can have
the line. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really fucking sad, man, because Matt fucking did a bunch of pages and they looked so fucking good. I think next time I print the book, because last time I printed it, I did it to where it was a redone version and it was the original version to where you could see where it came from.
Yeah.
And I think next time that I reprint it, it's going to be the same size trade, but in the back, I'm going to have all the pages that Matt did because like they look fucking great and they deserve to be shown.
I agree. And that's the hardest part too, when you're trying to do like a parody or an homage and then people take it a little too seriously. Is there a way like you can add it on as a stretch goal? So technically it's free.
Oh, no, I will gladly put the PDF up. Speaking of shit like what you're talking about, I wanted to do a Winnie the Pooh horror comic.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Horror,
was that
not
movie
Who
they
Wars, but horror as in like scary.
yeah.
And I'm sending them to you on Facebook now.
Okay. Let me see. Pooh, the Harbinger of Despair. Oh my God, look at this, you guys. Here we are with some bears again, everybody. But look at this top right one. I'm here for that.
So I was gonna have it to where so back in the witch trial days, they burned a young lady and she placed a curse, and it brought forth this demon bear to curse this bloodline. So if you have the book, The 100 Acre Woods, that means you're part of the Robbins bloodline, and eventually, once you produce seed, you will be eliminated. And this kid, gets an invite to his some relative who died. He inherited this fucking shed out of nowhere. Typical horror trope.
Right.
I got a question.
Wait, let him
I had
finish.
answered.
Okay, go. Okay. Go, Pops.
The guy up in the upper right, the one you pointed out, Laurie.
Is
that Cthulhu or Cthulhu?
Well, you see the standing Pooh, how he has that little umbilical cord thing?
Yeah.
If you go to the next picture, oh no, that's Christopher Robin.
Right. Woohoo!
The little bear is just the catalyst for that thing. Otso.
It's like Rat King bear.
Yeah, so it'll trap you with the cute little bear and then just drag you into its fucking jaws, and yeah.
Look at this thing. Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, it'd be Christopher Robin taking a bunch because in the story Christopher Robin's a piece of shit, and he knocks up this chick. He tries to get her to have an abortion, but she doesn't. So now that he has produced seed, he's been invited to this cabin, and he thinks it's a fucking party. So he brings his friends, and yeah, I had it lined out as a trilogy. It was going to be the first book was going to be showing this Christopher Robin's, showing what happens to him. The second book was going to be the prequel, showing what led to this chick being burned at the stake and cursing this family. And then the final issue was going to be this Christopher Robin's son, what happens to him and how he ends the curse.
That would be interesting.
And
so much great stuff coming out of indie, you guys. So much great stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. Get out of there.
I'm trying to think. What else fun can I show you? What else am I? I wanted to do, like how I was saying, I wanted to redo bean cans. I did a mock-up cover for it. If it'll send. Yeah. 210 Meat Cans fucking 10th anniversary edition.
This is just so crazy and amazing.
Yeah. I'm just dumb. That's all that boils down to. I just like to have fun.
Dude, look, you look like somebody who's having fun.
Yeah.
Keep on having fun. Keep on entertaining people, dude. That's what you're doing.
And that's what I'm trying to do, man.
Because let's be honest, reality, it sucks right now. It's like,
oh boy,
if everybody's having a hard time. The world is kind of on fire. It's the biggest dumpster fire. If we can distract ourselves with 2 tin bean cans fucking, let's do it. Let's escape reality for a little bit and just go into these just crazy worlds and enjoy it, because life is too hard sometimes, right?
Yeah. And then what's funny is so after the original 210 bean cans fucking, like whenever I was doing that book and I was doing cons and shit, like I got known as the fucking guy with the fucked up book. So they would put me next to other people with the fucked up book. And that's how I became friends with a guy named Zach Thomas. He does a book called The Bible 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And he also did Abe the Aborted Fetus, and they would put us next to each other, and they fucked up because, man, we had a great time.
You're
We
like,
had so much
next
fun
time.
sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
It was great. But then after I did Bean Cans, I did a book called The Devil and I, and the first like 4 pages of that book, it starts with this chick's husband blowing his brains out in front of her because
Where we start. Okay.
yeah, well they're losing their home, you know, they have nothing, they lost everything, and he couldn't deal.
Yeah.
And then it's just about her just going fucking nuts after that. And somehow I stretched that shit out to 3 issues. And then that's how that book is how I created the whole, how I was telling you about like those galactic deities. They just look like demons.
Yeah.
And in The Devil and I, the demon of that world, his job is just to torture those who he feels didn't live a fruitful life, people who are selfish and live for themselves. Whenever they die, he just fucking tortures them, like until their soul gets carried over to their final resting place. Yeah, that was, oh man, that was way back in the day. 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right after I was done with Bean Cans. Like I had this entire fucking book finished, and it was ready to go, and I had no title for it. Like I had no idea what to call it.
How did you come up with the name then?
It was the name of a fucking Slipknot song, and it was like, I was like, damn, that's a good fucking title. And yeah, that's the just solid black demons with just glowing orange faces.
Hmm. This is someone's like sleep paralysis demon right here.
Oh yeah, because like the second issue is about this gentleman who he loves this chick so fucking much, but she doesn't want anything to do with him. So it starts off with him jumping off of a fucking building, and then the demon torturing him.
How we start?
Yeah, and then the third issue.
Wait, I haven't gone far enough yet. Wait, because sympathy for the devil.
Yeah,
is that the second one?
That's the third one.
That's the third one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great song too, by the way.
Yes, it is. You ever heard Guns N' Roses' version of it?
No.
Guns N' Roses did it so fucking good. They did it for the Interview with the Vampire soundtrack.
Oh, wait. Yes, I have heard that. Yes,
Yeah,
I have.
And then in this issue, the Becca, the main character from the first issue,
Yeah.
she comes back and she's torturing the devil.
Oh.
And it just gets fucking weird.
That's a good twist.
Like the devil's doing all this monologuing and trying to justify everything, and she's just like, "Why do you do this?"
Yeah, why do you do this? Yeesh.
I love the devil. And then that was a cover for the second issue. And like I don't know, man. Like I love using negative space.
Mm-hmm.
Because with these creatures, they can create kind of like a white room, and it's just like it's a world between worlds.
Yeah.
And only they have access to this certain frequency. So they can bring people in, but you can't get to them.
Hmm.
And so like you have to be invited into their world to be able to get to their world. And yeah.
This is just great.
And like a lot of this issue was based in that realm. So like you're reading this book and it's like it's simple but dynamic at the same time, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
like
look,
a lot of the angles I use and shit like that, like there's a lot of negative space, and I just love the effect it gives to the story.
Yeah. Just this one right here, it's just so amazing, and you can do any camera angle you want. You know what I mean? Like it's just really cool.
Yeah.
So, does any of your, and I know this has to be, but your art from your comic bleeds over into your tattoo art and then vice versa?
Oh, 100%. Like I love, like, so let's take a trip back to the past. So when I was 18, I started working at a shop called Ultimate Image, a tattoo shop. My brother was one of Drake, the main artist there's guinea pigs. My brother comes home one day. He's like, "Hey, Ultimate fired the shop bitch. You should go see if you can take the job." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So like I bring a bunch of my drawings. I show Drake. I'm like, "Hey man, what's it going to take to start working here?" He's like, "All right, I like your art. I like your attitude. But if you want to start working here, you have to take me and these 3 guys to the Chinese buffet, and then we're going to go see a movie. And then if you're cool, then you can start working tomorrow." So basically, they got stoned as shit, went and ate Chinese food, and we watched the movie. And then whenever I dropped them off, he's like, "All right, yeah, show up tomorrow at noon, and we'll tell you what to do."
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I started working under Drake. The owner of the shop was Jeff. And once Jeff saw me and Drake clicked, he was like, "All right, Drake, you can teach them. You're good." Because man, Jeff's work was fucking phenomenal. God damn, his tattoos were clean. But anyway, so Drake had a style really similar to mine because we had a bunch of the same upbringings. Like he was real big into like Ninja Scroll, Battle Angel Alita, stuff like that. And I would draw something that would take me like 45 minutes. He'd go, "Okay, well, what about this?" And he would sketch something in 45 seconds and just blow mine out the fucking water.
You're like, "I hate you."
So like I had to learn how to draw fast because like at one point we had like 6 artists and I was drawing everyone's stencils. And like I was so good at it, they would be clean, they'd be well done. Like I was so good at it that the boss didn't want me to learn how to tattoo because I was making them so much money by having everyone's stencils and doing all the shop work and all that shit.
No.
So eventually I got to tattooing, and then with my machines that I had Time Machine G-Forces because the owner was like, "Look, if you're going to learn how to drive, you're going to drive in a Cadillac." And he swore that these time machines were the best tattoo machines you can get.
Yeah.
So I learned how to tattoo with them, but they were big. My hands are fucking huge, so I had to use like 1-inch steel grips, and it just wore down my carpal tunnel so fucking bad.
Oh no.
And it got to a point after about 10 years working there, I just had to give up. It was either give up tattooing or risk fucking up my hand.
Yeah.
So I just gave up tattooing and I just started focusing on art. And then, I got to where I'm at now. And like my art style has just fucking grown so much. Like I love going back to my old stuff because like it's still the same style. Like you can still tell it's me, but like it just gets progressively better.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, shit was going south. Conventions are getting garbage. It's harder and harder to make a living at a convention nowadays.
Yes.
And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to get back into tattooing. It's just, that my hand's going to kill me and yada yada." And she was like, "Well, these new machines, they don't vibrate." I was like, "You're full of shit." So she let me use her machine. It was like a little pen type. And man, yeah, it didn't vibrate. I was able to get back into tattooing, and I'm so glad that I had that break because my art, like just my art in general, has gotten so much fucking better since the last time I tattooed. So now, I picked it back up and like I'm converting my art style that I have into how I'm tattooing. And it's just so much fucking fun. People coming up and be like, "Hey, can you draw this?" And it's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I can draw that." And I'll draw them up something original and put it on them. And like one of the best compliments I ever got on my Facebook was like, "Man, like you tattoo exactly how you draw." And it's like that's what I want to do, man. Like I just want to make my art, and that's all it boils down to. And it's so fucking cool whenever people come in, they're like, "Yeah, like that dude Bryce who was in the chat. He has this Dragon Ball up here that we're going to redo." And he was like, "Man, I want to add to it or whatever." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man. We could take your Dragon Ball and redo it, add Shinron flying all around it and have like Goku or Nimbus and, just all this shit." And, it's just fun having people who just are equally nerds that we can just, make cool art. And that's all it boils down to. I just want to make cool art,
That's so awesome.
And
God, it's like if I had $1 million, I would just be like, do all the cool shit that you want to do.
Tattoos are fucking expensive, dog.
They are.
Like, back in the day, man, me and Drake would just be bored because like we were each other's best friends. On our days off, we'd go get lunch, go see a movie, and then he'd be like, you want a tattoo? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get a tattoo. And like that's how I got just about all my tattoos. We
Matt
are
said
going to
you're
do a
supposed to
cover up, man. I'm sorry, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. What cover up? You're covering up another tattoo, Matt? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he has some stuff on his chest that I'm designing a flower piece to go over it.
Okay. What is it, Matt? Would like to know.
He's covering up my name. He's like, I can't love you anymore.
He doesn't love you anymore, no.
Story of my life.
So, Johnny, what's next? What's on the horizon? Because you said usually when you're Kickstartering one thing, you're already working on the next book. So, what's next coming up for you? And
God,
you better not, Matt.
I have so much shit that I want to do.
Yeah.
The next story I'm doing after this one, it's a prequel to my Last Reaper story. Which my Last Reaper is one of my favorite books I've done. It's a story about after humanity has killed the world and like humans are almost extinct, the Reaper slowly starves to death because he doesn't have any more souls to feed on.
Mm.
So like the beginning of the book is the last human dying, and then it's just about him just living out his days. He starts seeing this angel that's an illusion, and then it's a pretty cool book. And like the sequel is going to be explaining who this angel who saves them is and what their connection was. And it's going to be about this, back when humanity was still flourishing. There's this vampire, this queen vampire, who she was surrounded by death so much that the Grim Reaper was always with her because of how many people she killed and she feasted on. And he falls in love with her because it's the only person he sees on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's just about, their sad love and, nothing like that lasts forever,
Yep. I know. I have a lot of death themes in my story as well. So I'm all like, oh, tell me more. Tell me more about your Reaper. I'd like to know.
Yeah, he's so good. I like that book. And whenever I did the first book, one of my regulars, she came up to me at Comic Palooza and she was like, I asked her, I was like, well, so what'd you think of the Last Reaper? She was like, it made me cry. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. She was like, no, it was the good kind of cry. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
As long as it was the good cry.
I drink the tears of my readers.
I can't believe I wasted my time on this crying.
No, you want them to have feelings when they read your stuff. I just let people come for me. I'm like, I did a thing. You're going to come for me. I know. I drink tears. I drink the tears of my readers. I actually have a cup. It's downstairs, but I have a cup that says the tears of my readers. And I just, sip on it during the brew.
Yeah. And, Seraphim is also a sad one that connected with a couple people because it's about a guy whose daughter just gets killed in you did a pinup for the Last Reaper. And you did a pinup for Seraphim. Well, I mean, you colored Seraphim, so of course you did a pinup for it. But anyway, I digress. Right. Seraphim is about this guy whose daughter dies in just a random act of gang violence. And then the guy who committed it just gets away with it. They just let him keep going. And it's about this father trying to, just get vengeance for his daughter that he lost.
Is he an angel or he has wings?
No, see, Seraphim is the name he gave his revolver. Oh. One bullet is each wing that's going to, that's supposed to represent his baby who died because he knows that she's an angel somewhere and she's, the best angel. So she's a Seraphim.
Gotcha. I was like, because the first time I looked at this, I'm like, this is gorgeous. And I think I probably went too far because when you're here, you don't really notice. I'm like, but those are wings.
Yeah, that was the variant cover. The first cover was one that I did in watercolor, which I really like how it came out. Like, I love that.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
I need to do more watercolor. It's fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And then the second cover was the variant cover. And then, I don't know, man. Like, I have a habit of spoiling my books on the cover. Because, like, if you look at Fluff's Fury, or in the issue 2, you see, like, the big tentacle floating in the big shadow of the big tentacle, which, foreshadows the Atlas Titan. And, yeah.
That's okay. People
then the cover makes sense when they read it. You know what I mean? Because without any context, they're like, this is cool. Wonder what that is. But then they get to the end and they're like, oh, okay. I see what you did there.
You know, me and Matt are both big Gundam fans, and he, whenever old dude pulls out a shotgun, he colored it to where it was the theme of the Zaku's from Gundam. So me and Matt are always hiding nerd shit in everything we fucking do.
Yes. And I'm here for that. I love that. Anytime there's Easter eggs where I'm like, oh, I know, I see what we're doing here. I love it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like it's that connection with the creator where I'm like, oh, well, we like the same things. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And then the gun violence in this book is like watching a Tarantino film. Because I always go over the top. Everyone knows that people have 100 gallons of blood inside of them.
Of course.
That's just common knowledge. And every gun, the bullet is explosive.
Yes.
So, you know.
I'm sorry. I'm that person in the theater. Oh, there she goes. From, let's say, Kill Bill, when like the House of Blue Leaves, and at the very end where she has Sophie and she like chops her arm off and she's like, and the blood's going. I laughed at that part, and I was the only person laughing in the theater. My husband was like, I don't know her. But I was like, oh, there's got to be other people out there that laughed at that, right?
I giggled my ass off.
Okay, thank you. I was like, there's got to be, because I thought that was freaking hilarious. So, and I mean, like they're having this serious conversation, and Sophie's just in the background waving her chicken wing bleeding out, and I was just like, it's not okay. I'm in the wrong crowd.
And I'll be honest, one of the reasons I don't like going to theaters is because I do talk to the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're not supposed to
get out of there, run, motherfucker.
Right. Do that at home. Don't do that in the theater. That's bad etiquette. But yeah, I feel you. Like we watched Furiosa this weekend at home, and I was like, don't you just, all right, she's dead.
When I was a kid, my sister used to sneak me and my friends into R-rated movies. She worked at the theater, and she'd like kick the door open. We'd all run in, you know. And the whole thing was to try not to be scared, to act like you were above the scare. You were too cool to be scared, right? Nobody wanted to be the guy in the group that went, ah! So everybody just cracked up laughing about everything to cover up the fact that sometimes that jump scare worked. You know, everybody was always trying to laugh. And now it's like, for me, watching horror movies, they're just funny.
I always laugh too.
See, I have a story like that. I don't know if y'all remember a little indie movie that came to theaters called Titanic. A little indie movie, didn't make much money. But there's not to spoil the movie, but the boat sinks. And there's a scene where the boat's, where's the camera? There's a boat and it's going like this, right? And it gets like this. And then there's this motherfucker who falls. And he hits the propeller.
It's the propeller, yes.
Boom, like
and we laughed.
Me and my friends lost our shit in the theater. We were laughing so fucking loud that these old people up front went to get the fucking manager, and we were like, look, just because she remembers this happening doesn't mean it's not fucking funny. Like, man, we were told that if we didn't stop laughing, we'd have to leave.
That was a funny part. I thought it was funny.
We lost our shit, man.
I think it's funny that I've still never watched that stupid ass movie.
Once you get past like the shit love story, like once the violence starts happening, it's like Pearl Harbor. Wow, that's bad. That is not a quotable sentence. It didn't suck until Pearl Harbor started getting bombed. It's like, whoa, dog.
We'll clip that later. There's going to be like 25 clips from this show later today. Just saying.
Context. Dun, dun.
We're going to have shorts for weeks off this one.
You see, Matt laughed at that part too. When the dude hits the propeller, it's funny.
Oh,
and then I laughed at the end when she threw the stupid necklace. She was like, and threw it. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I would have been like, dude, you know how much fucking Rick
time?
Harrison would have gave you for that shit? Like, you could have went to Vegas, got the Pawn Star. You could have met the Count. You could have bought a car. Like,
no, but she waited. They looked for it. She relived her entire life story. They gave up, and then she was like, blah.
So she was just like, yeah, I fucked around with my fiance with this fucking bum. He gave me this priceless piece of jewelry that he probably stole, and like he drew me naked, which is no big deal. I've drawn a lot of people naked. Like, come on, dog.
I mean, I've drawn people naked too. Let's be honest. If you've taken art class, you've drawn people naked.
Dude, like during the conventions, I would get so many commissions because nobody would like to draw dicks. And I made a lot of money drawing smut for a while because nobody else wanted to draw porn. And I'm good at it. So if you're good at something, you might as well make money off of it.
Right. Don't do it.
And like I would, I'd draw a lot of I would draw like my French girl, Bryce. I would. Bryce is handsome as fuck, man. I can't even lie, man. That dude is handsome as shit. Anyway, but yeah, no, like I would have people come up to me. It's like, you don't mind drawing nude male? It's like, no, I don't give a shit. They're like, well, other creators won't do it. It's like, dude, drawing a dick does not make you fucking gay. Like, it's just a fucking body part.
It's a body part.
Like, if you're that insecure with yourself,
you haven't drawn one on a drunk dude's face.
Like, people draw boobs all the time. I mean, what's
exactly the same motherfuckers who will draw titties all goddamn day won't draw dicks.
No, I'm just saying, if you ain't never drawn a dick on a drunk dude's face,
that's something else. Okay,
but
it's like you fell asleep first.
You still drew the dick. You did it. Everybody's done it.
Yeah, I knew a guy who had a reputation of hiding dicks and tattoos. Like, yeah. But he did it so well that like you wouldn't know unless he pointed it out to you. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm shading these clouds like balls. I'm like, well, you can't fucking say that, dude. Like, that's the inside thought. Like, you don't fucking do that. But he got a laugh out of it.
Yeah?
That was a long time ago. That was a whole other life ago, man. That was like 13 plus years ago.
Wow.
Let me just say.
Yeah.
We could have an entire fucking stream of just me telling war stories from the tattoo shop, and you'd probably fucking die because I've done shit.
Now, Johnny, anytime you want to come out and do a show about horror stories from the tattoo shop, I'm your guy. I'm your guy.
Dude, like I love horror, man. Fucking, I can talk. Okay, so going back to the laughing at inappropriates, I saw Devil's Rejects opening day, first showing. It was like me and a group of like 8 other people. I kind of felt bad because I was the only one laughing during the movie. It's like, and man, Devil's Rejects is still in my top 5 films, man. Mm-hmm. He did so good. Fucking Otis. And Captain Spaulding. Sid Haig was the nicest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
You got to meet him?
Yeah, I did Frightmare in Dallas. And he was there. I was so fucking exciting. I had a Captain Spaulding drawing that I was getting him to sign, and I waited till the very end because I don't like, I'm working there too. I know he's working. I don't want to take up his time, while he could have other people. So I wait, and I'm literally the last person in his line, and I'm getting him to sign it. I got one for me and one for my brother, and the one he signed for my brother, he goes, I'm like, yeah, this is for my brother. He goes, oh, okay. Wait, is your brother an adult? I go, yes, sir. My brother's a grown-ass man. And he goes, oh, okay. And he signs it, Sid Haig, I'll kill your whole fucking family. And so he's signing mine. And I'm like, yes, sir. Actually, I drew that. He goes, you drew that? I go, yes, sir. He goes, you drew that. And then he goes from 0 to Captain Spaulding. He goes, I need to talk to you, boy. And I was like, whoa, dude, it was legit fucking scary. It was so awesome. He's like, I've been having people come to my table all weekend getting these signed. We need to work out some kind of deal to where I can have these at my table because I fucking love them. I'm like, dude, whatever the fuck you want to do, I am 100% down. He's like, all right, well, give your information to my handler and we'll make something happen. And, I wasn't expecting anything to happen. It never did. But then, like, he was like, can I have one of these? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, here, just take this one. And he's like, okay. He was like, well, what pictures do you want? I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to take any of your products. He's like, no. And we sat there and we talked for a while. He gave me like 3 or 4 signed pictures. And then as I was leaving, he flagged down one of the people at the show. He was like, now I want you to gather every volunteer that worked here this weekend to come and pick stuff out and get pictures. It's like, I want them all to get something. And
That's
he
cool.
was the nicest fucking dude I ever met. And him and Bill Moseley, he was fucking amazing too, man. Yeah, it was great, man.
Scary looking people are the nicest people. You have to fear the normies. You have to fear the normies. They're the ones that are the Jeffrey Dahmers, the eating people. They look normal.
I mean,
That's us scary people. We're great.
I mean, if we're in a pinch, sometimes you just got to eat.
I mean, it depends if there's another food source, right? Hey.
Oh, yeah, it's the food chains where like you start at the ugly animals and you work your way down to the cute ones. Thankfully, I'm cute as shit, but I'm also fat. So like they could use a lot of my body for other resources and not just food. Like I'm pretty sure they can make like candles or some shit out of my blubber. Like I might be a valuable resource.
I don't know what kind of show we're having today.
Oh, fun one.
I just came on to look scary.
What? What about you?
I just came out to look scary.
You don't look scary.
Man, you ain't scary. No, sir. I'll call HR.
Oh my goodness. Well, everybody, I just want to throw this back up here one more time just to remind people this campaign is live. Please go back and support. Where is it? There's
just back it already.
Because creators like Johnny are awesome and need our support in order to continue doing awesome things. If you want to do the awesome, you want to read all the awesome, go support the awesome. Yo,
yeah, I'll go and add a tier or add some add-ons where you can get my whole library.
Yes, 100%. People will show up for that. And I know I show this, but I want to show this to you because this is to me what running a Kickstarter.
Hold on. I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Nose and lips. Okay, ow. Can I? Ow! Wait! Ow! Please, Mr. Hood. Oh!
Yeah, that is kind of what it's like. Like the first 3 days of a Kickstarter is just spam emails.
Yes.
Hey, you want to make money? You want to make money?
Hey.
If you give me money, I'll make you money.
Hey.
It's like, nah, dog. If I give you money, you're gonna fucking use my credit card to buy like vapes and shit.
Right. Yeah, that or I mean, like, there's something to be said about the other creators that show up there too. They're just like, hey, you don't know me, but let's cross promote. And I'm like, I have people that I like that I'm cross promoting right now. So,
yeah, or those people who are like, if you put $1 on my campaign, I'll put $1 on your campaign.
What does that do?
That's what I don't understand. It's like, I don't know. I'm just old.
Well,
and like I just get tired of social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's such a fucking emotional drain, man. Like social media is a fucking mental vampire, it just sucks all the life out of everything. But it's a necessity for artists. So like if you're not, unless you're already an established name, if you don't have a good social media presence, you're figgity fucked. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. It's the marketing. And it's just, like I said, if you're spending time doing one thing, you're not doing the other. Are you redoing a comic? Are you putting your effort into a new project? Are you marketing? Are you on social media? Or are you creating art? Because all of that is your time. There's only one of you. Until we figure out cloning, it's like, are you spending your time marketing or are you spending your time creating? It's so hard.
Yep. And on top of that, it's like, I'm a small creator. It's like, I have followers and shit like that, but I'm still at the point to where like, if somebody tried to cancel me, they fucking could cancel me, So like, I have a very strict, like no religion, no politics.
Yeah.
Like none of that shit. I just want to do goofy shit and good art.
Yeah.
That's all I want on my socials.
Yeah. That's me too, man. Just have a good, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been canceled by everybody. I don't give a shit. I just keep on going.
Matt's going to cut you open and sleep inside of you like a tauntaun. That's what his comment was.
But then I'd be useful. Like God. Yeah, no.
Marketing is just, it's a thing. So, yep.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's big boy garbage.
It's hard, but it's like it's so necessary when you're an indie creator because I mean, look at all the new people that you talked to today that were like, "What the heck? You do all these amazing things and we've, this is our first time finding you." That's so hard as an indie creator when you do great stuff that people want to follow and back, but they just don't know you exist. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to tell people, you have to be passionate so they can find you and they can hop on because we want to see this thing funded.
I had one guy tell me that like I'm the best creator he's never heard of.
That's what I'm saying. I get that too. People are like, this is the best zombie comic that you've never read. And I'm like, there you go. So it's just people need to find us. So that's why we hate social media, right?
Man, but then like when I did Special Agent Harambe, that shit got put on Fox News.
Well, I mean, when you pick something that's like, yeah, what would you call that? Cringy?
Oh no,
cringy humor.
Like, the book started off as just like a jack off session. It was just something stupid. Like I was literally, this is gonna be TMI. I was literally taking a fat shit and I had the idea. And I texted my buddy Chris and I was like, dude, is this a bad idea? He's like, no, you need to make that now. And it's like, it's about Harambe was a secret CIA operative. And he was trying to get out of the game, but he knew too much. So they tried to silence him. And the assassination failed. And so he goes and tries to, get the people who were trying to get him. And it just turns into like this big thing about like Project Caesar. And it's like the resurrection of like Caesar from like, back in the day, Caesar. Mm-hmm. And like he nukes a bunch of cities and there's the Order of the 12 and it just gets fucking wild. And Harambe, he gets
Johnny's like, yeah.
Man, it's such a fun fucking book, man. It's so dumb. And I have 2 other books that I want to do to finish off the series. Yeah. Like, there's so much I want to do with that series, and it's just, God, it's so fun. It's so dumb. It's so fun, dumb.
But that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? Like, entertain me with the things, sir. We're, give us your best dancing monkey. There you go. And we're here for that. We're here for that. Dude, put all this stuff on this Kickstarter. People will come. They want to read all these things. People are already messaging me about Two Tin Cans fucking. You know what I mean? Like, put it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I have it to where like, and eventually it's all going to come to a point to where, because so Cunt Destroyer doesn't die, of course, because he's based off of me, and he comes back as one of these. They try to turn him into one of these galactic deities, but they failed. But he still got the perks of it, and he finds out that if you eat the brains of these other deities, you gain their life.
Oh no!
So like he starts hunting them down, and he's like, no, fuck these dudes. Like they don't pull the strings. Fucking people deserve to be free. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to kill all of them. So he starts trying to hunt down all of these deities. And eventually, I'm going to do a book called Goodbye, which is going to be the full title of the book is Goodbye, The Last Will and Testament of Cunt Destroyer. I already have the entire first issue fucking done. I just Facebooked you the cover of that one. And it's basically going to be about the Destroyer going and just hunting all these things down and finally fighting the Queen. And it'll finally bring an end to all of these stories. Like that's Becca from Devil and I. Yeah. That's Zahara from Angry God. The guy in the bottom left is just an original character, or a character for that story. And then it's going to tie in all my universes and just finally let them go, because there's this one book that I started a long, long time ago called Billy the Face. Yeah. And I'm going to have it to where when the Destroyer story ends, that's how Billy the Face starts. And Billy the Face is going to be a long tail. Cause I've been working that story in my head for years. I've done the first 4 or 5 issues of it back in the day, but I don't know. It's just something I want to do, but I don't want to do it until I tie up these other loose ends.
Yeah. And that's
because
that's a great name, because it's like you're wrapping up everything, but it's your goodbye to your characters. You know what I mean? Put them to
Because like
rest.
he's the one who's been like tying everything together. And once it's over, man, that's going to be weird.
Yeah, I feel you. It's like I'm just beginning my series, and I can't even imagine being done and wrapping it up. But someday we'll get there. But speaking of wrapping up, this show, we got to wrap up the show. It's been 1 hour and 55 minutes, Johnny, which felt like 5.5 minutes. But this was such a blast. My face hurts.
I'm funny.
I had a blast. You're welcome back anytime. Please tell everybody where they can follow you. Of course, people, please go back to Kickstarter. But Johnny, where can they follow you on social media?
If you go to the web address that's right underneath my name, johnnysegura3rd.com, the entire page, I suck at making web pages. So like the page is just hyperlinks to all my socials. I got a hyperlink to the new Kickstarter. I got a hyperlink to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and other stuff. I don't remember what else I have. TikTok. Yeah, I do dumb TikToks. God damn, do I do dumb TikToks?
I'm gonna have to watch these TikToks.
I haven't done any in a while, but
that's okay. I'll go watch.
I do
I do it.
I do dumb TikToks.
Amazing. And again, thank you so much for coming on this show. I really hope every success. I'm looking forward to reading a lot of your stuff, man. I'm here for the stupid, dumb, passionate, gory, funny. That's where I live. So 100% here for you.
I got you.
Yeah. And thank you everybody for watching. Again, we have such great guests on this show. Tune in again next week. If you haven't dropped a like or subscribe, make sure you do that. That's how it helps us grow as a channel. And be excellent to each other and kiss your babies. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Make you unashamed, and comics are your estate. Put a little madness in your life. Come give your mind a cleanse. Tune in with pops and friends. Just turn on your Roku box and then put a little madness in your life. Put a little madness in your life. Yeah, put a little madness in your life.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit